The statement made by Minister Maithripala Sirisena at an event held in Polonnaruwa recently was brought up at a media briefing convened by the United National Party today. Minister Maithripala Sirisena, who is also the secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, said that Ranil Wickremesinghe had acted against UNP presidential candidate Gamini Dissanayake during the 1994 presidential election. Let's take a look at the comments expressed by the General Secretary of the United National Party, Parliamentarian Thissa Attanayake, at a media briefing today.
ඇතිවරණ ව්‍යාපාරය පිළිබඳව යම් කරුණු චන්ද්‍රිකා කුමාරතුංග මහත්මියට දුන්නා නම් හොඳම සාක්ෂිය වෙන්නේ චන්ද්‍රිකා කුමාරතුංග මහත්මිය.
If information concerning an election campaign was provided to Chandrika Kumaratunga would be the ideal witness. She is still an advisor to the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and is also the former leader of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. I challenged Maithripala Sirisena to obtain a public statement from Chandrika Kumaratunga regarding his claim. Not a word is spoken of this challenge. There is no point in obtaining statements from lawyers and third parties. If he possesses documents or audio tapes to prove his claim, he is free to produce those material before the public.
ඒ ගැන තිබෙනවා නම් ලිපිගොනු ඒවා ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න එතුමාට අවසර තිබෙනවා.
මම මගේ පරණ නායිකාවට ගෞරව කරන්න කැමති නැහැ.
I do not wish to disrespect my former leader. However, 72 hours prior to the presidential elections, she requested the public to vote for Sarath Fonseca. So how can I take responsibility for the statements that she makes?
ඒක නිසා මම කොහොමද එතනින් එහාට එතුමිය අපි ගැන කරන ප්‍රකාශ සම්බන්ධයෙන් වගකීමක් ගන්නෙ?
ඒ අභියෝගයේ කිසිම වෙනසක් නැහැ.
My challenge has not changed. If he can obtain evidence from Chandrika Kumaratunga, I am prepared for a debate at any forum or any television station.
ඕනෑම රූපවාහිනී නාලිකාවක මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් විවාදයකට එළඹෙන්න.
UNP activists charged that the party's leadership has granted positions of power in the working committee to individuals who attempted to cross over to the government in search of positions and were turned away empty-handed. They point out that such individuals, instead of working towards steering the UNP and the UNP faithful towards victory, are only working to protect the leadership which provided them with a safe haven.
Today the working committee is made up of individuals who have no understanding of the people whatsoever. All that they want to do today is to get opportunities for their children. A few of them went for conferences in America under government sponsorship. All that they want to do today is to protect their status and the position of the leader. They looked for ministerial portfolios and were turned away, and now they have become henchmen to protect the leader. This is why the voter base has deteriorated to 2.3 million.
Meanwhile, local government representatives from the UNP say that if steps are not taken to remove individuals who have no voter base from the working committee, UNP supporters will be rallied for this cause. I must state that I have a suspicion as to whether this party has ever had a leader who violated the constitution in this manner. The working committee which advises the leader comprises of his personal associates and schoolmates. When looking at the destruction they have caused, they have lived up to the definition of henchmen. Until these henchmen who destroyed democracy in the party are removed, it is difficult to think of a future for the UNP. If the leader does not accept this and provide us with a solution, then we will take measures to evict these useless working committee members. A large number of viewers have expressed their views to us on members of the UNP Working Committee on our website as well as through faxes and emails. You too can express your views on these working committee members. Visit our website at www.newsfirst.lk.
Members of the corporate community in Sri Lanka were given an opportunity today to share the wisdom and expertise of corporate guru Swami Suka, a spiritual leader with a difference. The first of the two sessions organized by the Maharaja Institute of Management under the theme Discover You in You was held in Colombo today. MTV and MBC are the media sponsors of the event.
Is there any fire in that?
The first seminar, which was held under the theme Discover You in You, Rise to New Heights and Tap the Best Hidden in You, was well attended by members of Sri Lanka's corporate community.
Say the wow. Wow. Like God, right? Now this ego should surrender to truth or God. When ego surrenders...
Speaking to the group, Swami Suka touched on numerous factors such as the importance of satisfaction in line with success.
Buddhists call it the empty, shunya. Shunya means egoless be. Where is ego? Everything is God's grace. Where is ego about it? If somebody is beautiful looking, it's God's grace. If you don't believe in God, it's a part of evolution. Where are you in this?
United National Party parliamentarian Ravi Karnataka says a country that everyone can be proud of will be created. The MP expressed this view at a public meeting in Panichankanni in Wakarai.
Before there is any development, they should build houses for the people to live in. They should provide you with proper employment. What we want is to eradicate poverty, not to maintain it. You have the right to live without any fear in the country. A country that everyone can be proud of will be created. Meanwhile, a group including parliamentarian Ravi Karnataka met with the Bishop of Trincomalee, Kingsley Swampillai, yesterday.
The investigation conducted by the Presidential Investigations Unit into the Director General of Health Services, who has been granted a service extension of 1 month on a contract basis, has become the subject of much controversy. The contradicting viewpoints borne regarding the report of the investigation by representatives of trade unions connected to the health service, which include members who are not doctors, are among the reasons for the controversy. The Government Medical Officers Association, which is the primary trade union in the free health service, consisting entirely of doctors, has also intervened in this matter. At a media briefing convened on the 24th of July, representatives of the GMOA said that they too had conducted an investigation into the procurement of surgical equipment by the Director General of Health Service, which was the basis for the investigation conducted by the Presidential Investigations Unit as well. The Assistant Secretary of the GMOA revealed at this media briefing that the investigation was conducted by a panel consisting of 4 doctors, including a consultant. The investigation report, which was to be released to the media, has been swept under the carpet by the relevant officials. Against such a backdrop, the response given by the chairman of the GMOA when a question was raised on the matter at a media briefing convened today reveals the extent of the GMOA's involvement in this controversial issue.
When
we look at our previous press conferences, charges of corruption was levelled against Ajit Mendis. We informed you regarding the investigative reports and the data which we received. We did not express our views on any other matter.
In other local news, representatives of the Federation of University Teachers Associations engaged in protests in various parts of the island, demanding solutions to their issues.
The Federation of University Teachers Associations staged a demonstration in Nugegoda today. A group of university lecturers also launched a demonstration in Kandy. Lecturers of the Rajarata University engaged in a demonstration in Anuradhapura. Lecturers from the University of Ruhuna staged a demonstration opposite the university premises. Meanwhile, the lecturers from the University of California also launched a demonstration today. Meanwhile, the Inter-University Bhikkhu Bala Mandalaya staged a demonstration today towards the authorities to provide a solution to the problems faced by university lecturers and recommence academic activities at universities. A delegation from the Federation of University Teachers Associations visited the Mahanayaka of the Malbatu chapter today. They are of the view that a lecturer can be created like making a politician. A politician can deceive the public. I will retire in 2 years. Our demands are not focused on us.
Still in local news, the Professor Nandasena Ratnapala 5th Memorial Oration was held last evening in Colombo. The oration was organized by the Professor Nandasena Ratnapala Memorial Foundation.
Professor Nandasena Ratnapala was an academic, scholar, researcher and a university don who spent more than half of his life at the University of Sri Javardhanapura. His contributions through the wielding of his pen and voice ran freely into many areas, grabbing the attention of intellectuals. Professor Ratnapala bagged 2 PhDs in anthropology and sociology. Former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Sri Javardhanapura, Dr. Narada Varnasurya, delivered the memorial oration titled A Sociological Insight into Determinants and Sequelae of Malnutrition in Sri Lanka.
Careful scrutiny of the available information confirms that malnutrition is indeed a public health problem in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, in fact, is faced with a double burden of undernutrition and overweight. Prevalence of underweight and wasting in Sri Lankan children is relatively high by global standards. They remain vulnerable, especially during the critical first 2 years of their lives. Stunting rates have declined over the years, and though the national average is below the cutoff for public health significance, there are significant sector and district disparities which cause concern.
Heavy traffic congestion was reported this evening adjacent to Park Street along the high-level road in Colombo owing to an accident. News first received some amateur footage of the incident. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana said that the congestion was caused by a cave-in which was the result of a lorry travelling over an incomplete roadwork site.
The Ceylon Today newspapers turned a brand new chapter in the Sri Lankan print media industry today by coming out with an exclusive innovation. The newspaper introduced the talking ad in today's edition.
Letters, numbers, symbols and pictures were the common form of newspaper advertisements in the island. Breaking barriers in conventional newspaper advertising, Ceylon Today introduced this innovative concept today. Ceylon Today came out with a talking ad, a light-sensitive unit placed at the back of its main section. This unit was installed underneath the jacket in today's edition. When the reader opened the jacket, the sensor is exposed to light, activating the light-sensitive unit which transformed into a talking ad. For the first time in Sri Lanka, one was not only able to read a newspaper advertisement, but also listen to it.
And enjoy full ownership of the land.
And it's time now for the newspaper cartoon of the day, which we selected from amongst today's English newspapers.
Now, one of the world's first dedicated baby rhino orphanages has opened its doors in South Africa.
Yes, Ravi, and the first resident is a 5-month-old black rhino who is believed to have been abandoned by his mother.
Tonight, we leave you with some footage from the baby rhino orphanage.
Good night.